Good morning! This is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. Today I'm going to show you how to create those two cards with the same stamp set that I was using for the tutorial 143. If you haven't get a chance to watch the tutorial 143, you got to check it out. It is an awesome shaker card, the fancy shaker card. So do you have a problem usually to use a foam tape to to seal the border, so that way you can put those shaking stuff inside? So in the tutorial 143, I was showing you how to make this fancy shaker card, normal foam tape, those kind of sticky foam tape, to create any kind of shape shaker card. You don't want to miss it. So in my tutorial, I like to show you to use the same stamp set, same die cut set to create something completely different. Those are exactly the same set, but different kind of background, different kind of way to play it, and it's come out totally different kind of result. That's why I'm so addicted to stamping, because the endless idea and just make me so happy. So that's to start today's tutorial. Is going to be a fun project, and I hope I can put a smile on your face. Okay, the material listed is nothing fancy. I'm sure you already have all. So I am using the Canson watercolor cardstock, and I do have the other tutorial. I was doing a review for 10 different kind of paper that I use most of the time. And for blending, the watercolor is the best. They just take water like better than the regular cardstock and the glossy paper. The color just show better. So, and I like these kind of rough finish surface. So stencil, go dig in your drawer to see what kind of stencil you have. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. And like today, I'm going to use a different pattern. And these stencils from Judy King, you can check their website. They don't do the retail, but I'm sure you don't have a problem to find any stencil. The die cut impact, I use rubber naked color fuse. The reason I use it, first of all, because their color is awesome, and then they are small. They don't really take too much space, and then they come with a 48 beautiful color. Check their website. I think they offer a special now. I have these Gorilla tape. It's clear tape, and this tape is awesome because it is a little bit thicker. If you don't have a glossy cardstock, but you really want to create a glossy finish, see my penguins? I just put the cover the surface with any packing tape, and they give you those kind of finish touching. When your friend received this card, they're going to wondering, did you make this one? How did you do it? And yeah, I'm going to tell them I spent 2 hours to make a card just for you. So I am going to use the Local King's marker to color in. And if you own a set of a marker, you need to learn, if you need to know how to refill these markers. Also check our DVD library. I have a lot of tutorial show you how to. All you need is click the link and then just find the card you like to learn, or find the topic you're interested in. Click it, and they will bring you to the YouTube. So I think that's pretty much about it. We don't need anything else, just regular cardstock. So that's straight to start today's project, and that's have fun. Okay, so this combo set, I am going to offer a great promotion now. So this combo set regular price is $24.99, and any stamp set I'm using in this tutorial, I am offer a great promotion. So it's going to be $19.99 plus free shipping until June 15. So I like to use the same stamp to create all different kind of card. Like this is the one of the other card that I create. And check out DVD library. I actually have other project that they are done by the same stamp the combo set. So make sure you check it out. And that's why rubber stamp is so much fun. Different person and the different material is kind of totally different kind of design. And I would love to see the card that you make. So you can contact with me by the Facebook and they show me the project, take a picture, send me a message. I would love to see what you do with the Local King's product. So that started today's some of the technique I already explained from my previous tutorial. I'm not going to repeat again. If you need more information, like I say, go to the DVD library. There's a bunch of information that you need to know. So just click it out. The only things about the magic mushroom is those magic mushroom, they blending so well, but you got to use them. The magic mushroom is like a rubber stamp. Like a rubber stamp, you use them more and more, they stamp better and better. So I just found out like these magic mushroom, these black color, I don't really use often. If you compare them when you squeeze them, you will find out the unused one is harder than the one that you use often. So just to make sure, use them, the tool they are designed to use. You got to use them. See, like this green one is much softer than the blue one, and those magic mushroom I have been using for over 8 months. They looks a little bit dirty, but they are still in the perfect shape. You don't have to worry about the replace them. Okay, so first, I am going to actually, this is a Judy King's stencil. They have too many different patterns, and unfortunately, Judy King doesn't do the retail. So just use your search window, typing, and where you kind of find the stencil from anywhere. And also, Robert Necker has some stencil too. Just check their website. I will provide the link below. So in Local King Rubber Stamps tutorial, I don't use other people's stamps or other people's die cut, but I do use some other tools that I found out is useful. So, and I will always link these other people's product to my link. But I'm sorry, I am just going to stick with the Local King's stamp and die cut and or marker and or magic mushroom. So I am going to working on different kind of stencil. So this is a really pretty one, but I kind of want to show you the different results. So I'm going to use this one. This one, it kind of look like a diamond flower and also like a snowflake. And I have my cardstock here already. This cardstock is 6 inches wide, so that's perfect for this stencil. You know what, a little bit bigger is okay too, because if a little bit bigger, they actually kind of provide some kind of borderline, so you don't have to worry about the layering different kind of color cardstock. So I'm going to show you how. So first, I am going to just put my color paper, and it's good to have these cutting mat. They are the kind they have a grit, so that way you can keep your cardstock straight. So I'm going to just put two little corner here, and then I am going to just put my stencil on top. Okay, and then just a tiny corner here, and maybe you want to remove later. Okay, so just 4 corner, and you can use a painter's tape too. Yesterday when I was at the Home Depot, I actually found out they have a kind of like a blue painter's tape. Then the write down is delicate, so I am going to buy 1 roll to see if they are similar like those purple tape, and the price wiser, they are much cheaper. Okay, so in my previous tutorial, I've been showing too many different ways to clean your magic mushroom, and like this is a yellow. And then there was one of my viewer, Nancy, she come up with this great idea. So if you think it's necessary, you can do that. But I usually just set my mushroom on the holding basis, so I don't really need it. But it's a good idea to have one. Okay, so you just clean with a wet cloth and use a napkin or dry towel, kind of absorb your magic mushroom. And then when you like, if you see this still have a yellow color, it doesn't matter. But as soon as when you see the last color on top, there is no color on your magic mushroom anymore, and then you can play. Okay, always start with a lighter color, and then just gently rubbing the magic mushroom on top. And it's a good idea to have a scrap paper on side. Okay, so this stencil is kind of like okay, it's kind of, let me Let me move my camera a little bit. Okay, so I am going to start to blending with the magic mushroom. There's too many different way you can just freehand to rub everywhere, but because this is kind of like a diamond flower, so I kind of like to just push hard and release a little bit pressure, so that way you can create a different kind of tone. So you do have to go back to ink your magic mushroom once a while. So just find some part of the center of this diamond flower. Okay, just draw a little circle. Okay, just like this. Okay, don't cover the whole sheet, but you know what? You do whatever you like. Is your art project. You are the boss. You are in control. Okay, so that's what it look like. And then I kind of jumping my impact pretty fast from the yellow to the red, because those magic mushroom, they are totally able to do the blending. So now if you have more time, you can do the yellow, but I'm going to just jump to the red. So I pick up a little bit color. I'm kind of testing a little bit, and I just found a spot and gently rub it on top. Okay, always start with a little. If it's not enough, we go add more. So I just kind of drawing a circle, and then you can see the red and the yellow, they blending together. They create the orange. And then with our magic mushroom, you don't really have to worry about the color go under those stencil. Sometimes when you're working with a brush, you know, you always have to worry about if you push too hard and maybe the brush go under those stencil, and that way you lose a beautiful pattern, right? So let's do that. And then I'm going to use a little bit pink. I don't even bother to clean my magic mushroom because they are pretty much the same family, and I just find the spot, you know, drawing a little circle. Or if you want to create like a rainbow, anywhere you like, be creative, you know, there is no right or wrong. Okay, just do that. Okay, drawing a little circle, try to fill it out the gap. Okay, that's good. And then now I am going to change to the purple. So you do any color you like, always testing. See, my magic mushroom is actually, even though the tip looks a lot of color, but they are completely clean. So just find a spot and be careful. Try to not to put the purple on the red, yellow area, because yellow and purple, they are contracting color. If you blend too much purple and yellow together, they become brown. So that way you a little bit, it's okay. If you use too much, it's going to look too brownish, and that's ugly. So yellow and the orange, yellow and the purple, orange and the blue, green and the green and the red. Try to don't blending them together. A little bit, it's okay, but if you make it too much, is the color is going to getting dirty. So far, how do you think? Is only 4 color, yellow, red, pink, and the purple, and that's it. What's it look like? Oh, and then before I move my tape, my watercolor paper is a little bit bigger, my stencil, probably more, only 0. I think maybe 10 millimeter. Is a very, very small space. So what I do is I actually just use I show you. So you kind of just carefully remove your tape, and then just use one of the color, kind of color that very little fine gap between, and then I will show you what you can get. So it's just a kind of way to, you know, not cheating, you know, just yeah, okay. Isn't that pretty background? Okay, and then I'm going to actually clean my table. If your cardstock, and then always remember, clean your stencil first. Okay, if you find out your stencil have too much color stain on top, you can just get some bleach, put in the little spray bottle, just put a little bit bleach on top. They will come back to original shape. Okay, so that's how you're taking care of your stencil. But just make sure you clean it, because I'm going to use one more time for my bluish color. See that little gap between? Right? But my button, I don't have a gap, but I really want to give it some gap. So this is what you're going to do. Just grab a piece cardstock. Okay, and I kind of have like a 20 millimeter, no, sorry, 10 millimeter, that will do. And I just use this purple. So later on, I can save some time to do the layering. So this is how I created that border. You can use a piece of acetate. I was mentioning in my other tutorial. The acetate is a great tool for masking, because seeing through, you can find out your line is straight or not, right? So just do that. You can add a little bit more. So this is a great tip to create a border. So let's do that. Every tutorial I have created, I like to share some the tip that I think is useful. So, and I hope that you enjoy too. Isn't that pretty? Awesome, right? There's the other way. If you haven't watched the last two tutorials, that was the other way to show you the revolution of how to use the stencil. Okay. So that's good, and I'm going to move to the next one. And next one, I kind of want to create a different color, and I'm going to show you how we can make two cards together. So I'm going to just fast forward it, that way our tutorial is not going to be too long. Okay, so that's the basic card. Look the color and look how smooth blending it is. Which one you like the best so far? I like both. Actually, I like this one better. I am not like a flowery girl, so this is just too bright for me. Well, but I think it all looks nice. Okay, and then next we are going to move on to the next step. Okay, so my 2019 design, if they are the combo set, they usually come with 2 die cuts. So that's the new feature that it comes out with this kiss cut and also come with this outside die cut. So in this today's tutorial, I am going to just put these 2, right? So I am going to just put that piece outside die cut there. And we're going to die cut it. Actually, you actually have to do 2. You have to put both of them. I'm going to show you something is very careful. You have to pay attention. Okay, so you are going to put both of your die cut there. And then you are going to use a masking tape. Tape it. And then because my background is just blending, right? They are actually still pretty wet, so the masking tape is actually not going to hold it. So you make sure your tape is go all over some white area to hold that die cut. Okay, and here is something very important. Okay, watch very carefully. So you put your die cut on top, right? And you run to the machine. After you die cut it, don't remove it. I show you. Just give me a second. Okay, so after you die cut, right, try to still holding your cutting plate, because there is something that I want you to pay attention to. So after you do that, you're going to gently sliding the top, right? You just flip over. And then first of all, you make sure all your die cut line is nice and clean, right? And then don't do anything yet. I want you to get just a cheap tape. Oh, sorry, actually not this one. You actually have to use the masking tape because we're going to remove it. So you are going to just, especially the place that snowflake, okay, you are going to just kind of put the tape there because I want you to okay, so now we can remove the front, but be very careful because these you want to make sure those tape is not really sticky because when I working on my penguin, I mean this car, I actually accidentally pick up some of my foundation color again. So you know what, you got to be careful, you know, try to remove a little bit stickiness from this tape. See, I made the mistake again. So well, next one I'm going to show you something else before we put this purple tape a little bit, so you can see still a little bit. I can put my stencil back and then give a little touch up. So in the back, I put the tape, right? So that way, after I remove my die cut, gently, all those little pieces, okay, let's do something else. The poking tool, where did the poking tool goes? Poking tool. Okay, that's just use the tweezer. There is some small cutting area on the die cut. You want to just push back. You want those little piece die cut stick on that masking tape we just put. And there's a reason for that. So just kind of pushing those hole and then make sure okay, let me bring more close. So all those losing die cut, they are still stick on that purple tape. There is a reason for that. I'm going to explain to you later. So I will cut the other one and we'll be right back. And then this time, actually, you know what? I'm going to just explain to you before you do that. You are going to put this one here. And then try to put your penguin die, both of them, on top, okay, like this, and make sure they are horizontal. We want the penguin is sitting horizontally, so like this. Okay, here is what you're gonna do. You grab the tape, right? You kind of remove a little bit thickness from your clothes. So that way they are not going to ruining my car. They almost ruining that blue car. Okay, I keep forgetting about that. Okay, and then do that. Okay, try to adjust that inside one is in the middle. Okay. Right, and then try to not move it. Put your plate on top, run through the machine. You can just make sure go front and rotate it, but always keep your cutting plate together and don't try to pick up your die cut too fast. Okay, and then next, so I'm going to just put these two pieces somewhere safe. Next, we're going to working on the coloring. So I am not going to repeat the same technique. If you want to learn a little bit more about the coloring, and just watch the other tutorial how to work with Local King's magic marker. And this one, just in case, I'm going to use my stamp positioner. This stamp positioner is a homemade. If you don't have one, just make sure you watch tutorial number 45. In tutorial number 45, showing you how to make your own stamp positioner with a CD case or the DVD case. And then this stamp positioner is work exactly perfect like those stamp positioner they are selling outside. So, and then also this technique, I am using the dark glossy, or you can use a matte cardstock, you can use regular cardstock. I just use a little bit better quality cardstock. They show better, and they're just one stamp, they get a perfect image. So here is another great tips for you. I am going to use the marker set, and so I have my marker set here. The penguin is kind of black color, right? So this is the other way to show you that you can speed up a little bit too. So if you have like a small impact, you know, that's good. So you kind of just rubbing some color on top, okay? And you can just do a little bit blue, okay? And then you give the foundation color first, or if you have Rubberneckers a small color fuse, so that's easy too. So I kind of just give the basic color first, right? That's my foundation color. And then now I'm going back to add more. So I have been explained to my tutorial, what was that number, 143. Penguin is black, but if you take a close look under the sunshine, they are firm, not sorry, they are feather. Somebody told me it's actually like a tiny feather. They are not firm, but they are so smooth. So they look. I thought they are like a firm, but the penguin is a bird, right? So they shouldn't have a firm. So now I just give a bit color, and then their beak is orange. So you just use a wet cloth, kind of remove a little bit color, and I'm going to just give a little bit orange. And because I'm using the stamp positioner, if I made a boo-boo, I can always go back to fix it. Okay, I put a piece of masking tape because I never trust those magnets. I don't think so. They are just strong enough. And give a nice firm press. Okay, that's very pretty, right? See, I made a boo-boo there, and then I have some boo-boo there. I am going to just touch out. So that way here, boo-boo is here. Maybe that was some glue here. And here I forgot to color then. Okay, and the feather here, little guy is okay. So let's do this. And I'm going to put a little bit pink. Sorry, orange. Okay, and then now I'm going back to touch out my penguin. So there you go. Perfect, isn't it? And then now I am going to just remove my paper here. You can just die cut it, and that's the perfect image already. But I like to put that packing tape on top to make this shiny. It's just finish touch. And then my packing tape is not wide enough, right? So that's okay. And then be careful, you don't want to leave any bubbles there. So just do this and die cut it. Only if you want to. If you don't want to, oops. See, I make it a little bit boo-boo here. That's okay. They are not dry enough. Okay, so, but it's handmade. A little bit boo-boo is okay. So here you see it's a little bit smudge, right? Because I was working too fast. They are not completely dry. But you get idea. And then I am going to just use my guiding window and put on top and use the die cut and the die cutter. So I will be right back. Okay, so I finished my coloring and I have my background ready, and I'm going to show you the next step. So Locokin's die cut is a kind of detail. If you take a look in the back, you can find out actually the penguin's wing is kind of pop out, his little feet is kind of pop out, and his little mouth kind of pop out. So you can put some foam tape under, and then you can make a 3D card just like that. And this one I just finished with packing tape. Just give that shiny looking if you want to. Okay, so the next step is you can see my sample card, and then I have a kind of border line, and that's a kind of dark color, right? So the card we die cut it is not brown. So what I'm going to do is first you can just find a piece darker brown paper, you just die cut it, and then you remove this one, and then you can just use that one as your frame, border frame, so that way your penguin will pop out. Or if you don't want to do that, there's always other way. I always have another way to do that. So this is from my previous one, and then what you're going to do is they have some kiss card, right? So you're going to just, because we don't need that, I show you. So you kind of just break it off the outside frame like that. Okay, and I show you why we have to. So it's the one stone two bird. You can do that, and then you end up have at least two. And don't put this one away yet. So this is the frame with the pattern, right? And then I am going to just put back to. Or kind of like switch the blue to the red and the red to blue, but it's not pop out. Compare with the black one. See, you make a call. So compare with that black frame and the least. Let's remove this one. This one. Okay, oops, different direction. This way, and this colorful one. If you like it, why not? You can do it. But I just found out this black color, not a brown, the brown color will bring out, they will show your penguin better. So I even use like a gold color. You do whatever you like. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to waste my time to go cutting again. So this is the way that we are going to cheat a little bit. So you just grab a piece of paper. And like I say, I don't really use the black color. I'm going to just use a dark brown, and then I am going to just color this frame, color all of them. You can use a magic mushroom too. I did try to use the magic mushroom and it was a black color. Let's try. Maybe that's faster because we have a color under already, right? Still showing a little bit, but that's okay. I think the marker is not bad. You can just color this one, and so that way you don't have to, you know, use the other brown cardstock and then you cut a piece of brown, right? But or you can just do it because that brown cards, silhouette card, we're going to do something. Okay, so I usually just keep those scrap and then use it for the other project. Okay, so that's just color. So that's how I create that frame, and it didn't really cost me extra work. Okay, and I just found out the black one, it just bring the penguin a little bit more alive. So that's a great tip. And if you found that when you color it, the color is not as smooth as you want to, so use magic mushroom. The magic mushroom is the best way to blending it. So that also creates the frame. So how do you think? Okay, so let's move to the next step. So I have my frame here ready, and I have this one ready. I have my penguin ready. So the first I'm going to flip over. Okay, and then put this brown frame here, and then you don't have to use any fancy tape, just a regular, those kind of cheap tape from the dollar store. They will work just fine. So you kind of just tape the corner. It doesn't have to be perfect because we can do a lot of something else too. So just tape it. And while I'm taping it, I would like to thank you for all your encouragement. You know what? If you think my rubber stamp, my tutorial, and my die cut are addictive, I can tell you that your comment and your feedback is I'm so addicted to those comments. Every morning when I wake up, even before I go to washroom brush my teeth, I just like to read all the comments from you. So thank you for that, and they really make me happy, and that's the energy to keep me continue work or create all the tutorial. So I already taped my frame, and you can see the back is kind of not really neat, but that's okay. Okay, now I am going to put my penguin too. So oh, there's one more thing. This penguin, this one I didn't really poking those extra out, but it's white. If you want to keep it, you can keep it, that's okay. So, and then I'm going to insert that one like a piece of puzzle, and then they are going to fit perfectly. So I'm going to just try to do that. Okay, so that's what it looks like, right? And then you're going to use just a regular tape, nothing fancy. Just go all the way, okay? So don't worry about the middle, because we need that one. We actually need that sticky area. Okay, this tape a little bit too long. Okay, just the finish, you have to have a nice finish. Okay, again. There was a local king stamping cruise. They supposed to leave British Columbia in August to go to Alaska, but due to the COVID-19, I think because Canadian government has extending the border, and so I don't think so any cruise are able to leave from Vancouver until the end of October. So my local King Stampy cruise has been, I think, canceled at this moment. That's really upset. But always keep eye on it. I hope we can all get out of this storm soon, and everybody will get back to the regular normal life, and we can have our cruise again. This cruise is so fun. This is supposed to be our 5th cruise. We went to Alaska 2 times, and we went to Caribbean 2 times, and usually we have a 40 crafter on board, and then I provide all the classes. So hopefully we will have our cruise back soon, and just keep eye on it. Okay, you can see my penguin like that in the back is packing the tape, right? And then now I am going to, so we have 2 of these. I'm going to switch. I'm actually going to put that card, and then we are going to peel it like a sticker. And then this technique is not suitable for a very complicated design. So this penguin only have a few large pieces, so it's very easy to peel off. And those die cut is awesome because it makes it look like a puzzle. So I kind of switch from that card and then move to this card. That's why I put those purple tape in the back, right? Because I don't want to lose any small pieces here. And then for the snowflake, even the snowflake, those little pieces, I'm going to just use the tweezer to move from this one to that one. So I'm going to just fast forward it. There you go. So looks, what's the difference? This is my last tutorial. It's really very pretty already, and look at those amazing cards, and I'm sure you can make it. The point is, it's all about you. It's not that this tutorial is not about me. It's not, I don't want to show you how good I am. It's more important what you can do. So those are beautiful cards. It didn't take me too much time, so I'm going to send one to my mother, one to my mother-in-law, one to my brother, one to my lovely neighbor. I'm very thoughtful person. I am going to make one for actually I made one for my sister-in-law. Do you want to see? This is the card for my sister-in-law. Very lovely, right? So this is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. If you like my tutorial, give me a thumb up. If you don't like my tutorial, give me a thumb up too. I love to hear from you early in the morning. Those comments, it's just the noodle make me so happy. And please keep coming. I have a more tutorial coming soon. Stay tuned. This is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp. See you next time.